home, and with my two younger brothers, 6 and 2 years old, we began walking south. Along the way, I saw things no child should see. I saw my first dead body, a soldier lying in a ditch. I remember a train covered with people even on the roof. I remember running, always running, with no clear destination, just hoping to find safety. They tried to stop at my aunt's house in Sloan, but it was already full of people hiding, even underground. So we walked further. For a year, I could not go to school. When I finally returned, I had lost so much time. But I studied harder than ever, even on days when I ate only one meal. At night, North Korean soldiers would come into houses asking for rice. I remember being afraid, thinking they were red people. But when I saw them up close, they looked like us. That was the hardest part. We could not always tell who was who. Growing up, my family had lost everything. Our house, our food, our sense of safety. But I had never lost my desire to learn. In middle school and high school, even though we were so poor, I dreamed of seeing the world. Later, I married, and eventually, with a professional visa, I was able to come to the United States and enlisted in the U.S. Army. In 2015, with my friends Peter and Jim, I began working to honor the community here in Colorado because I knew in my heart that freedom was never free. Without the United Nations, without the United States, South Korea would have fallen. Without their sacrifice, we would all be living under communism today. So when I stand here, I want to thank you. Thank you to those who served, to those who sacrificed, to those who gave us freedom and democracy. I was just a child when the war began, but I lived my whole life in gratitude. And even though I live in America now, I will never forget what was given to me and to my country.
Please join me in a welcome hand of applause for Dr. Suji Park. Let's see, I am looking for David. There you are. And did Vincent, was he able to make it? I'm not sure Vincent was able to make it out from the Colorado Springs, but we do have one good story about Vincent Scalzo.
My name is David Jeverowski. I'm with the Aurora Police Department as a detective, and I'm going to be reading a speech prepared for you guys by Vincent Scalzo, veteran of the Korean War. My name is Vincent Scalzo, and I served as a sergeant in the United States Army during the Korean War from 1951 to 1953. Like many young men of my generation, I didn't enlist. I was drafted. One day a telegram arrived from Uncle Sam, and that was it. At the time, I had just married my high school sweetheart. In fact, I got married on leave, only a few days before I shipped out. I was 19 years old. After training at Fort Riley, Kansas, I boarded a troop ship to Korea. I'll never forget those 13 days at sea. Too seasick to eat, surviving mostly on fruit and candy bars I traded for my meal ticket. But soon enough, we landed at Incheon, and I was assigned to 2nd Infantry Division, 9th Regiment, Easy Company. My first night was spent in a bunker beneath an old railroad track. I was just a kid then, learning fast what war really meant. We moved through places with names I'll never forget. Alligator Jaws, T-Bone, Pork Chop Hill, Old Baldy. Sometimes our unit was on the line, sometimes we rotated back. But most of my time was spent in combat zones. I served with Korean soldiers in my squad, and I'll always remember their toughness, their loyalty, and their courage. On March 1st, 1952, exactly 1 year after my wedding day, our position in Chorawan Valley was attacked. A grenade wounded me, and before I knew it, I was in a hospital in Japan, then back in the United States. My first anniversary was supposed to be paper, but instead, I got metal. Coming home was not simple. In those days, no one talked about PTSD. They called it shell shock. I carried it quietly, as many of us did. But I was lucky. I built a life. My wife and I raised 3 sons. Today, I have grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I joined the Korean War Veterans Association in the 1980s, and that's when I finally started talking. It helped me to be around men who understood. Later, I went on an honor flight from Washington, D.C. I had never seen the memorials in person. When we visited the Korean War Memorial, I thought of all the faces I knew who didn't make it home. I will never forget them. I often say that military service is an education. It taught me courage, discipline, and resilience. It also taught me that freedom has a cost. I was leery when I was drafted, but in the end, I was proud to have served. And I will always carry in my heart those who gave everything and never came back.
While you may not be with us in person, please give Vincent Galva a hand. It is now my honor to give you an opportunity to give. Pastors all over will say, "Give, and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That means blessing. And again, it is my honor to ask you for a blessing today. We have an opportunity to have not one, but two memorials to soldiers. The first is the Colorado Freedom Memorial that resides in Aurora. I believe that Rick Crandall is still here. If he is, there you go. He is a pioneer in remembering those that have gone before us. Today, we honor the Korean War Memorial. The groundbreaking, the actual groundbreaking will be right over here, where the flags are placed around. But we need your help today. Not going to belabor this, whether it's small, it could be $10 a month. And in the name of somebody that you remember, if you don't have a loved one that fought in the Korean War, please remember those who did today. The stories that you heard today. It may be a father, it may be a grandfather, it may be an uncle. $10 a month or $10,000 a year. Whatever you are moved to give, but give today before you leave here. It is important to the welfare, the well-being of this memorial. We will have ongoing maintenance costs. We have a few more construction costs, and it requires your help. I am also being joined today by Jennifer Kim. Jennifer, if you will raise your hand. Jennifer will take your credit card today. You can donate by Zelle because we're in 2025 and we believe that you can donate online by Zelle. You can give cash. There's a lovely bucket up here that you can donate cash. You also can write a check. If you're old school like I am, you get your checkbook out and we will take your check. So please, again, don't leave here today without making a commitment to the well-being for tomorrow to the Korean War Memorial. Now, Suji gets to ask all of those that English might be your second language in Korean. So here you go.
Good afternoon. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, everyone. I really appreciate it. Even rainy day, so many ladies and gentlemen coming to celebrate and celebrate our project. I thank you so much. My name is Suji Paul. I'm honored to be here, and I am a survivor of the Korean War. I was 8 years old and third grade elementary school. Those memories shaped my commitment to honor the sacrifices made by those who gave our lives for Korean freedom. On behalf of UN Heritage Korean War Board of Directors, it was an experience and long awaited dream come true. This memorial is only not the historical and educational landmark, but giving us this space for healing, remembrance, and meaning. Now, it's time to open your heart, and we need your financial support and finalize construction to maintain this memorial for future generations to come. Please consider donation today and tomorrow, after tomorrow, for future. Thank you so much. And the freedom is not free. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thanks again. We're going to start wrapping some things up here. But please join us by the walkway for some ground planting of the plants that will be representing those in our future Korean garden. Who would like to do that?
We would love to do that, and let me tell you, we are going to go first. So Jim McGinley, Peter Lee, Nicole Johnson, who is former city council member here in Aurora. She has joined us because she did a great deal of the crafting of the grant itself. If you have ever written a grant, it is difficult. So here's what we're going to do. We are actually going to do a ground planting rather than a ground breaking. We're going to start with us putting a shovel or a trowel into this bucket of dirt and planting some plants. We ask that after we are done, please join us for photos. I know the historic preservation, Adams County, pros. You just have to get yourself up here and get your picture taken because you were a part of our success. All right, well, let's go.
Thanks, everyone. Peter, Jim, have you? You know, Jim started the Aurora Chamber Defense Council, and 10 years ago, and so we were able to introduce Jim to a lot of people. Naomi called all the chamber presidents here. A young man that runs the Defense Council. Well, raise your hand. I know it's got a new name, but it was the Defense Council. Raise your hand. Thank you so much for your service. Does anybody else want to stop up and take a photo? Or come on up. Got a number of elected officials here that I'd like to pop up too. It's got some city council members, county commissioners.